Welcome to the channel where you find us wandering around Kirkwall, driving the Churchill barriers to visit a famous chapel, and I stupidly put James in the air before checking my flight app.
I don't know where I've been, I don't know where I'm going.
So after over 5 hours on the ferry from Lerwick to Kirkwall, and getting lost on what should have been a 5-minute journey, we eventually found ourselves in the campsite.
Good night, everybody.
Although we prefer off-grid because it was so late arriving last night, we decided to book into a campsite, and also we needed to catch up with some washing and have a lovely hot shower, and this was it, at the Kirkwall Centre in Kirkwall. The showers were clean and they were included in the fee, and there was a fully equipped laundry, although I do have to say it was expensive. It cost £9 to do a wash, and that was mainly down to getting it dry. The cost of a hard-standing pitch without electric was £25. So we're just having a walk into Kirkwall from the site. They reckon it's about 10 or 11 minutes. Now we were curious about this stretch of water. It used to be a rather larger expanse, but then it became the site of the town dump in the 1960s. After a local outcry, it was filled in during the 1970s, and this recreational boating lake was then created. It's such a culture shock from having been where we were yesterday at that tombola at St Ninian's into this. There's Tesco and Lidl and bustle and noise. Those of you who've watched the channel before will know that Bernie's recently had a knee replacement. It'd be a bit quicker if we got you one of these.
I'd have to keep up with you, wouldn't I?
Yeah, that's fab. Out of the weather, nice and warm.
I feel guilty though, because you'd be out here walking blue, while I'd be in there keeping dry and warm.
That's brilliant. So, yeah, you think you like one of them? I think the answer is no. Bit of a labyrinth, isn't it? Finally hit what looked like the high street, and like Lerwick recently, it was very quiet. And whilst walking through town we came across this beautiful tree, and rather than let it fall down, they've actually put a steel rod right up through the trunk to keep it upright. How good is that? Walking up towards the cathedral, we spotted something else a little strange. It looks like Banksy's got some competition. This is St Magnus Cathedral, and at over 900 years old, it's one of the oldest in Scotland. Unfortunately, on this occasion and having blue, we didn't actually manage to get inside. Maybe next time. Hey Boo, no tail waggy. You're not sure, are you, about all this noise? Getting away from all that noise, I dodged into a shop, and I came across this. Twat. Again. There was a twat on Shetland. So I did as suggested and had my photo taken. Central Kirkwall's a pretty little town, but we were ready to escape back to the peace and quiet of the countryside. A little while later. I'm loving this new light strip. I'll just run along here. It's that LED strip lighting that you get with the remote control that changes colour. And it comes with like a sticky back double-sided tape that never sticks to anything. So what I've done is I've stuck some velcro on the back, and that just velcros to the headcloth, and they haven't moved, and they're brilliant. So much brighter in here. Running off the leisure battery, don't seem to take too much. And there's Blue. Just tried to get him to go out and he's having none of it. Bless him. I think we've walked his legs off today.
It's really cool.
Right, it's a new day. First day going to go a bit further out from Kirkwall, and we're going to head south, go and find the Italian chapel.
Right.
So we want
Airport.
the A961 St Margaret's
Oh,
Hope.
right.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
See now, I've got my glasses on. Oh, we are.
It's a roundabout. It should be okay. The bike stopped. Whoa! At least it's dry. It's warm though, which is brilliant. We haven't had anything warm. We're both a bit overdressed. I've just had to take my jumper off. We've just found out that the alternative ferry to North Link, I think it's called Pentland Ferries, isn't it? They had an engine fire and ended up running aground. So there are no ferries from St Margaret's Hope anymore, so it's a good job we booked. But North Link have had to double up, and I think the campsite lady said there's 4 ferries a day now. Oh, here we go. Diversion. Why is it we always get snagged up in blooming diversions? It's all part of the fun, eh? It might be a different road, but at least we were heading in the right direction. And it sounded like we were picking up a few hitchhikers on the way. Those bugs. What's that bug hitting the window? Can you hear them?
I didn't bother, I just cleaned it.
Oh yes it is. My God, that's cool. I can see them. With our accidental passengers aboard, we continued south. Middle, because they can. Thoughts in the comments, peoples? Blatant. It's totally different to Shetland though, isn't it, already? Shetland's more sort of moorland and yeah.
It's a bit flatter, isn't it?
Whereas this is just green and farmed, obviously. We seemed to have hit the chapel at exactly the right time, because there was no coaches there, it was quiet, and I think we had it to ourselves. Well, almost. The chapel is known as the Italian Chapel because it was built by Italian prisoners of war during World War II, who'd been brought in by Churchill to help build the barriers that were to protect the eastern flanks of the Orkney Islands from the invading Germans. It's truly amazing. Each one of those bricks on the wall is just hand painted on top of plasterboard. Most of this amazing artwork was completed by a prisoner named, forgive me if I've got this wrong, Domenico Cioccinetti. But towards the end of the project it proved that it was just too much work for one man, so they actually brought in another painter from another prisoner of war camp. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have his name. But between the two of them they created such a masterpiece. How many visitors actually come round to the back, and you can actually see more of what it was before they turned it into a chapel. That's amazing. By now it was well past lunchtime, so I headed back down the hill and back to Buddy to get a bite to eat. Not forgetting our blue, of course. Finishing off our lunch, we headed down to explore the beach. This is one of the Churchill barriers that was built by the Italian prisoners of war. Construction started in 1940, but ironically they were only finished as the war came to an end in 1945. Oh dear! What have you done? Have you lost your ball? Lowered Apple bobbed his ball out to sea, and it's still there today, amongst the Churchill barrier somewhere. Still, was he bothered? Didn't look like it to me. It was a calm day, and I hadn't had James up for quite some time again, and there didn't seem to be anything obstructing it. There was no power lines, there was nothing I could see that would be a danger to putting him in the air. How wrong could I be? Now they do say that you learn by your mistakes, and in this case it could have been disastrous. I do have a flight app that I should check before I put James up in the air anyway, but for some reason I didn't. If I'd checked the app properly, I would have noticed James wasn't going to be the only thing in the air right now. There was a runway in the fields opposite Buddy. It was only after I brought James back in and landed him safely that we looked up and saw the planes. I felt sick, but I won't be making that mistake again. Continuing to drive south, we were looking for somewhere to spend the night. And we spotted this small parking area with toilets, so we thought we'd pull in and take a look. Let's have a look. Tuck in there. Yeah. Yeah, because your lights wouldn't...
I mean, there's a gate. There's a gate there, actually, but if you're up at 7 in the morning, might be better off for that one.
We're scoping for overnight stops while we're on our way south. Found 2 or 3 really, haven't we?
Yeah, they're all really nice, but that one's the only one that's got toilets. So
yeah.
Possibility, but you never know.
say they're very minor roads on the map. Still looks like somebody's house though, doesn't it? Oops. So we're looking for this tomb of the eagles.
It's supposed to be down here,
Well, can't really tell. We'd only gone and done it again. You're okay to swing round if you want to. Oh, you've done it now. Well, it wasn't down here, that's for sure. So we set off on the road again to try and find this tomb. But all wasn't lost because we spotted these amazing beasts.
Hello?
I just love coos.
No.
So after getting lost and ending up in someone's garden again, my fault. There's no signposts, is there?
I think they just go and you think, hang on.
We were looking for Tomb of the Eagles, and I've just looked it up on the World Wide Web, and it's been closed since the pandemic, which is a shame because it looked truly amazing. So now we just spotted a possible park up for tonight, haven't we? So we're going to go back.
And see.
There was a little white van with what looked like a workman parked in it, but we're hoping he'll bob off soon. Probably killing time till his clock's off at 5. And we'll go check it out. I don't know if it's Blue's condition or what, or just that he's so excited because he's had some fantastic walks, but he has been terrible on this trip with his screeching. I mean, it's ear piercing.
Well, it's just excitement because he knows that every time we stop there's going to be either a beach or
Yeah.
a walk or whatever.
Anyway, I think
We'll have a look at this.
We're going to stay here, I think. We're just going to have a look. We might need to put some chocks out, that's the only thing. We are nose down. Which don't bother me, really, as long as the pans stay on the stove.
And we stay on his bed and not
Yeah, there is that in
crushed
there.
up against the dashboard when we wake up.
You spend all night, don't you, shoving your legs down, trying to push yourself back up the bed again. Oh, but it is amazing. I'm going to turn you around, guys, and let you have a look at it. It's gorgeous. I would say it's really peaceful, but a certain little man in the back's doing his best to spoil that. Tonight's stopover, South Ronaldsay. We weren't expecting this. The ferry arriving at the pier there was from John O'Groats. Takes just 40 minutes to cross from there, but it's purely a passenger ferry and it's mainly used by tour operators as there's no infrastructure and no buses going from Berwick. Before cooking tea, I thought it would be nice to have a walk along that pier. It's a bit disorientating, to be honest, once you got to where there was no fencing. But the sea was so clear and it was so peaceful out there, if a little windy. Tonight we're having meatballs. I'm cooking it in the new deep ridge monkey pan, but I've not actually fastened the lid on, I've just using it as a lid. Now unfortunately I couldn't get any meatballs from Lidl in Kirkwall, so what I actually did was I got some really good burgers and then I chopped them into 8 pieces, and I think that'll do just fine. They look alright to me. Yeah, little pieces of burger. It's no different from really good mince, is it? and I'm using Old Faithful, my old kettle from our Trangia set, and I've got the pasta cooking in there. Shouldn't be too long, job's a good one. Only thing is I can't open the back window because of the way the wind's blowing, and it's blowing me gas out. But not to worry. What we've done is we've just opened the side door there, and under the bonuses I get that lovely view while I'm cooking. There we go, the finished article. Chopped up burger meatballs and pasta, all cooked in the deep Ridge Monkey and the Trangia kettle. The one thing I'll say about cooking your pasta in a kettle, I use it for boiling the bag rice as well, for the same reason. Once it's in there, you can drain all the water out through the spout without having to use a colander. So everything has to have more than one purpose. We hope you've enjoyed coming along, and if you have, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and check out our other videos by clicking the link to your right.